7 is the rhythm of a cycle. It took 7 days to create a world. 7 steps to reach enlightenment. In the space between chaos and clarity, we found motion. And in motion, we found meaning. We built not just for the present, but for what comes after. For those who shift gears when the road gets stiff, who bet on the unseen. 7 years, 1 cycle, and now we begin again. Not to repeat, but to ascend. I'm Gracie, CEO of Bitget. Let's gear up to 7, a new gear ahead. 7 is the rhythm of a cycle. It took 7 days to create a world. 7 steps to reach enlightenment. In the space between chaos and clarity, we found motion. And in motion, we found meaning. We built not just for the present, but for what comes after. For those who shift gears when the road gets stiff, who bet on the unseen. 7 years, 1 And now we begin again. Not to repeat, but to ascend. I'm Gracie, CEO of Bitget. Let's gear up to 7, a new gear ahead. Seven.
So I just wanted to show if anybody can see me. Can anybody see me? For those in the chat, can you see me? Hello, can everybody see me? Okay, no one.
In the space between 7 is the rhythm of a cycle. It took 7 days to create a world. 7 steps to reach enlightenment. In the space between chaos and clarity, we found motion. And in motion, we found meaning. We built not just for the present, but for what comes after. For those who shift gears when the road gets steep, who bet on the unseen. 7 years, 1 cycle, and now we begin again. Not to repeat, but to ascend. I'm Gracie, CEO of Bitget. Let's gear up to 7, a new gear ahead.
So hello everyone. I believe everybody can hear me now. I believe everybody can hear me, and so we had a bit of a technical issue, and because of that, we were not, able to, broadcast. Right. So yes, hi everyone. My name is Marvelous. I am the head of social media and community for Bitget in Africa, and I'm so glad to be here. I guess I'm already familiar to most people here. My face is quite familiar to most people here already, and just the others that are not yet familiar with. So I think we're here with someone. I think the person joining us right now. Uh, if you're in the community, you're mostly familiar with him. However, on this, our live session. So, Kabir, can you introduce yourself to the house?
Okay, hello everyone, GM, depending on your time zone. So my name is Kabir, Bitget builder, uh, social media manager, and one of the Telegram moderators of Bitget Africa. Okay, so I believe this, as far as you have been joining AMU on Bitget Africa Telegram community, you must have come across me. Okay, so it's been an honor to be with you here today. So I believe today's live session is going to host here. So those of you that are from Bitget Africa Exchange Telegram community. So kindly modify your friends to join us now live. Okay. So happy to be here with you all. So thank you so much, Marvelous, for having me here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kabir, as well for joining us. So we have been, doing quite a lot of things over the past, when it comes to Bitget and Bitget development over the past, and this also includes what we're currently going to be talking about, right? So if you've been familiar with Bitget, for a while, or you've been been seeing on social, you'll be hearing of a new term, which is the UEX, of which is something that we want to try to explain to you guys today, and basically simplify it in a way that you guys get to understand, and get to process the information actually. So once again, I'm Marvelous, and I will be heading this session. Kabir joining me to head the session as well. I really hope that we are going to enjoy this session and find it very informative, and as well enjoy the whole thing basically. So we're going to begin, and I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see what we're talking about today. So it is this 1 second. Okay, so I hope everybody can hear me. So everybody can hear me. So basically, I and Kabir are going to be talking about. Okay. So I and Kabir are going to be talking about this Bitget UEX, and trying our best to sort of like explain this in the best way possible. Explain this in a way that we all will be able to understand and just get the whole picture of it. So sorry for the you know nice. So yeah, so I will just do some part myself. Kabir will go through some part himself, and then we'll just get to overall explain this further. So I hope everybody can see my screen. Yes. So Kabir, my screen is present, right?
Yeah, your screen is clear. We can see your screen.
Okay, cool. So today we're going to talking about the UEX term. I believe everybody is quite familiar with the CEX term and the DEX, but not everybody is familiar with the UX. And today we're going to just be trying to describe or explain basically what this UEX that you've been seeing around is basically about, what it connotes, who is for, and basically how what is the difference between this UEX and our traditional, or what we traditionally know as our exchanges and stuff. So I'll start with with like the definition, and then I'm just going to go over to the next thing, um and then try to explain it little by little, step by step, until we get to the end of it. We're probably not to waste too much of our time, as I've done that already. And we're going to start. So, universal exchange is basically just, UEX is universal exchange. It's like the next revolution of trading platforms. It's like it combines decentralized exchanges with centralized exchanges, and DX as well. So if you look at this image right here, you will see it currently. This image just gives like the whole scope of it. So what it does, so if you look at it, you see CX here, you see DX here, you see TradFi here. So what basically just means is that Bitget is now, at that point, at that stage where they are merging these, we have be able to merge these three things all together, for you, as a user, and as a normal person that is trying to get into like the tokenized industry, something like that, right? So according to the definition here, universal exchange UX is the next evolution of trading platforms. It combines the best part of centralized exchanges, decentralized exchanges, and TradFi. So if you are aware, Bitget has centralized exchange, which is the Bitget platform itself, and then also decentralized exchange where we get to do like the on-chain or the Bitget wallet itself, and then the TradFi, which is the newly added RWA stocks futures trading, where you can be able to trade stocks like Tesla, Nvidia, Apple, Google, Alibaba, and stuff like that on the platform. So Bitget is helping you with a robust, complete full circle, trading ability. I'll put it that way, right? It now enables you as a user, right, to be able to trade, a very wide range of assets on the Bitget app, right? Which includes, cryptocurrencies, stocks, ETF, forex, gold, and everything, and RWA such as real estate. Also, it enables you to trade, every of those things, inside of one. And how is it done? It's done by some sort of like AI powered recommendations, enhanced securities, and also this UX also remove the barrier of different markets, right? So let me give you an example. Let's say I'm a trader and I want to explore other forms of trading that is different from the traditional trading, or that is different from crypto trading itself, and I want to explore that, that form of trading on Bitget right now. Being the UX now allows me as a normal user to be able to explore all those things all at once, and that involves basically all these things. So um why does it really really matter, right? But one thing about crypto, that we know, or that we understand, is the fact that crypto is growing really really fast, and trading is growing, trading is still complicated. I know some people right now have been on Bitcoin for a while, but then they probably haven't traded, or they don't have experience with trading. One sec. So sorry. So yeah, trading is still complicated, and this creates frustration, right? And I know that there's sometimes that me as a user, I've tried to say, okay, how can I be able to explore some other um um you know platforms? How can I be able to explore some other forms of trading that is not traditionally crypto trading, right? So, Bitget just helps you put everything on as one, and then I'll explain it one by one for you. So, like, I'll start with like the CX, then go to the DEX, the DS, and then go to the TradFi, and telling you why, how all this is spread into what. So the CEX platform. So yeah, after I talk about this, then Kabir is just going to go over, what the problems are with today's exchanges, and also how this UEX that we are saying actually fixes this problem for you. So I'll just continue. So CEX platforms are easy to use, but they offer limited assets. On CEX platform, CEX, I'll go right again. CEX is centralized exchanges. DEX is decentralized exchanges, and TradFi is traditional finance. DeFi is decentralized finance. I'm not to break down these terms for you so that you just understand anytime we get to use any of these things inside what we are trying to explain today. So platforms, CEX platforms, no, with a solution, comes a new problem. CEX platforms, just the way they work, they only offer limited assets, which is like crypto assets. And the thing is that it's not even all CEX platform that offer all crypto, that all crypto are actually tradable on. You should understand me. So, CX platforms are easy to use. CX, normal crypto trading platforms are easy to use, but then they offer very limited assets. You can only trade crypto on those, platforms, right? And stuff like that. And DEX platforms, gives you access to more tokens. For example, I will use Bitget on chain, for example, or Bitget wallet, for example. Now that gives you access to a whole lot more tokens, where you can now trade meme coins. So people are launching meme coins, and able to trade the meme coins. If it's Bitget on chain, it's basically when it is listed, right? What Bitget on chain works is that it scans the system, check for high performing, of those meme tokens, and then list it there, right? But then some other decks, you can be able to just trade whatever token as immediately it's launched, as far as you have the contact address, right? Those are DX, centralized exchanges, work. You can now, and this platform, that means what that means basically is that you can now access more tokens, but most of them now are now hard to navigate, right? And they don't have some sort of like advanced, features inside of them. Um, and a whole lot of things, that happen in this thing. And then also one thing about DX sometimes is the fees, and this thing might discourage, normal users from being able to use the platform. So now we have the CEX, and now we have the DX. Some people that want to become like the O2 DGens or trading requests prefer to use the DS because they have access to a whole lot of token. But now some of them still have a CX account, which is the centralized exchange account. Now, where the problem comes in this scenario of having this DX and having this CX is that is to be juggling everything. I can remember how many of us remember when the Trump token launched, right? Everybody was hyper about it, and most people slept and woke up in the morning and saw that this token had pumped and stuff like that. Now, the problem most people had when they knew about it is that now most people were saying at that point that I should have not slept, right? I should have been awake to get that now. But that was never the main problem. The main problem for some people was that even if they were awake when Trump literally launched the token, let's say Trump launched the token like 1 minute to the time, even if they were awake at that time, they wouldn't still have access to token. Why? Because that token was not available on CX and it was primarily initially available on DX or DEX platforms, right? So you see, so most people would have been trying to move their funds from their USDT from CX, so Bitget now to their Bitget wallet or something like that, or to their other platform that they use for meme coin trading. And that whole movement, is a whole lot. So Bitget brought a solution, which is, the on-chain, where you can now use your USDT instead of getting to buy Sol, use your USDT to trade most of all these meme coins, right? So now it helps users not to be able to be juggling all the platform now. So Bitget had now integrated that DX platform, inside of Bitget. Now, also I'll give an example. Most people also are seeing the way stocks move, and they like stocks. They want to trade stocks, or they want to also trade stocks in together with other currencies or other tokens, right? But this time around, that means they now have to leave one platform that they are trading to another platform, perhaps even transferring the money they have from this platform to the other platform, so to enable them be able to trade these tokens, these stocks or these reward assets. But then now that's where that TradFi, right? Bitget has now brought those assets inside of the platform now. So they have tokenized those stocks like Apple, Nvidia, stuff like that inside of Bitget. So now you cannot just trade, normal tokens available on centralized exchanges inside the platform. You can also trade on-chain assets, and then you can also trade real-world assets. So now, which forms, this whole I think they call this in the impossible triangle. So we now have the CX, the DX, and then the TradFi all at once, enabling you, have like a robust system. So I guess I pretty much talked about what it is and why it really matters. So I don't know, Kabiru, can you just take us a little bit in your understanding, how these what the problems with these exchanges are, and how these UEX help fixes these issues. So yeah, Kabiru, are you there?
Okay, yeah. Just give me a second.
Okay. Okay, so why he's finding some time. So I just think see it a little more thing, more like based on what I was saying. So if you can basically just can't hear some what this what they are saying. Can't hear from my side. Can everybody hear me? If you can hear me, just let me know in the chat. Just let me know in the chat. So
Okay,
okay.
GM, can you guys hear me now? Okay,
Me,
can
I
you hear
can
me
hear
now?
you. I can hear you. Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone. So I believe my boss have said a lot, when it comes to this new innovation, that is the UEX, Universal Exchange. Okay, so I'm just here to talk about the challenges we do face when it comes to centralized exchange. Also, the challenges we do face when it comes to decentralized exchange, that is the DEX. And I believe from the introduction you had that UEX is the aim is to combine the best of centralized and decentralized exchange. That is one of the major aim for the UEX, okay? So that a platform will be provided for you whereby you can have the best of the two major exchanges. And not only that, in for the UEX, I think that's why Bitget is the pioneer to launch this innovation. And I believe in few months to come, you will be seeing a lot of other centralized exchange copying this copycat. It's just like the beginning. Some years back, Bitget became one of the first exchange, to incorporate the copy trading aspect because they believe that newbies entering the space doesn't have some of the knowledge it takes for them to make the necessary judgment when it comes to making analysis, buying the best crypto coin they want. So in the sense that Bitget decided to, introduce the elite traders, professional traders, so they can copy from them and at zero expense. You understand? So same thing with this UEX. It will enable a wide range of assets including cryptocurrency, stocks, ETFs, forex, gold, and real world assets. You understand? Without any geographical barriers. I believe you here in this part of the world, like the African world, you might not have access to buy Seiko, Nvidia, Tesla, based on what I said during our live session on the Telegram. But with the incorporation of Bitget to start trading some of those real world assets on it, so you can be able to have that privilege of trading them. And I think that is also something that has been mitigated by the Bitget exchange. Okay. So another thing is, I think I heard Marvelous been mentioning that, okay, giving example with the Trump token, like the Trump token when Trump coin was launched. A lot of people doesn't know about that because it was launched overnight, and it was launched on the Solana chain. Okay, so if you don't have access to Solana DEX, you might not be able to trade the Tron token, or you might not be able to even have the information to trade the Tron token. So I think that is for the for the DEX part. So a lot of people, especially entering the space new, they might not have the opportunity to learn how to. Up to today, a lot of people do pay for online tutors, some of those signal groups, just for them to have access to trading on centralized and decentralized exchange, because like it's been hectic, like even the UX related to that tends to be, not as much as the centralized exchange part, because centralized exchange looks more easier compared to that. Okay, so we found out that a lot of tokens tend to do much more 1000x even before traveling all the way to centralized exchange. Some people, when they hear that their token is going to centralized exchange, that is when they even decide to short everything, to sell everything, because they believe entering centralized exchange, the token might even lose its potential. You understand? Imagine a token being listed on the centralized exchange, that is the DEX, doing like times 50, times 100. And if you are trading on decentralized exchange, like to get times one is very easy for you. Like to get times one, times two, times three, times four. You can see a meme coin being launched today. In just few hours, it will do like times five, times 10. You understand? So that is for the good aspect of the decentralized exchange. But for the bad aspect, when it comes to the fee you pay when making a swap, like it tends to be very high. Imagine someone trading on you know Ethereum, like on Uniswap. You see a token being launched on Uniswap, and if you are someone like me that doesn't have USDT, and you want to also belong to that part of Syria that are making times two, times three on the Ethereum network. Okay, so you decide to trade there. Before you trade, you were told, okay, you want to make a swap of token worth 50 USDT, and you find the gas fee to be around 47.50 USDT. You understand? You only have 100 USDT. Like, how much are you going to get at the end of the trade? Okay, maybe you end up making the trade, paying the gas fee of that 50 USDT. You buy a token of 50 USDT. So you need to wait for that coin to do maybe times four for it to become maybe 200 USDT. And if you want to swap it back, you need to pay that exact gas fee or something close to that range. You understand? So that is also another disadvantage. But I think Bitget has already mitigated that issue with the on-chain Bitget on-chain. With Bitget on-chain, you can be able to trade your tokens seamlessly. Some of those newly listed tokens from different chains without paying or without battling with some of those gas fees that you are battling when it comes to the DEX. You don't need to, purchase the primary tokens for that blockchain like Solana. You don't need Solana for it. Only your USDT can suffice for that. You understand? So I think that one is also a problem that begin mitigate even before we come to the universal exchange. Okay, so that is one. Another thing, it was find out that some tokens like fail to get the privilege exposure when it comes to centralized exchange listing, because we know that if a token is being listed on centralized exchange, it tends to get more popularity, it tends to get more community, You understand? Like the community is diverse. Like if you look at Bitget ecosystem, over 500 million users over the world. So imagine a token being listed on the exchange. Like it gets, diverse, community wide coverage. Okay. So like some tokens doesn't have that, privilege to be listed on centralized exchange. So that one of the issue is before your token is being listed on centralized exchange, you need to pay certain amount of fee. Your project have to reach certain amount of community sentiment. You understand? So like there's a lot of drawback when it comes to that. Some token do well, especially if not excluding some of those tokens that did well. Like maybe if your token is listed today, it did times 100. Before you know, exchange centrality will be banking at your door for your token to get listed. So we have other opportunities, like other upcoming tokens, like maybe based on geographical background. You understand? We all know that that is for another one. Another example is we know that some tokens that are originated from this part of the world, like the African ecosystem, they tend to get like backlash when it comes to the listing on centralized exchange. You understand? Because of the geographical aspect, and we know that people from African region they tend to use so the centralized exchange tend to have that barrier. But when it comes to the CEX, you understand. And when it comes to the UEX, that is the universal exchange, to begin that be able to overcome all these problem. Like you understand. So it's just for you, like it's just like for example now, having single thing in your phone, you understand. Like before, some people might be having different wallets. Like if you want to trade on Ethereum, you must have Trust Wallet. If you want to trade on something like some places like Pancake Swap, you understand. Some people you must have another wallet for that because you want to trade on Pancake Swap BSC. If you want to trade on Solana, you must have a wallet differently. If you want to trade on SU, you must have a wallet differently for you to trade on some of those different decentralized, because like it diverse. Another thing is that you might find a token today in this exchange and you might fail to find this another exchange. You might be having end up having like more than 5 exchange in your phone. You understand? Sometimes you might even forget to buy this because you don't have it in your primary exchange. So those like hectic to and fro tends to be very hard for some users and for some traders as well. You understand? And we all believe that I keep making this quote that trading, like trading is one of the best online opportunity. It's one of the best actually. You can buy a token today before you know it will give you 25%, 30%, 50%. You understand? It's only in trading that you can be able to see such profit like in few hours. So why not like dedicate your life to improve that? You understand? So I think that is why Bitget decided to come up with this innovation of central and universal exchange. So like Bitget being a universal exchange, it should provide you with the best tools to have the best of centralized exchange. That is for the Bitget aspect, and also for the best tool for the decentralized exchange. And also in addition to that, you can have opportunity to take some of those newer age technologies, because we know that some people from other parts of the world tend to make huge when it comes to that, when it comes to the RWAs, also stocks, and in addition to that, bonds too. You can be able to, have access to that. Another thing is that we all know that now we are in a new age where it comes to we are in new age of new innovation. That is for real estate. You understand? Because we all know that in some part of this world, most of those billionaires, most of those upcoming entrepreneurs, where they do well more is like and real estate, intellectual property, and so on. And whole and behold, some of this innovation can actually be chipped into the crypto ecosystem. You understand, with the help of this UEX. Okay, so I believe not to tell you more. So in summary, UEX is here to like overflows or like mitigate all those flows that we have in the centralized exchange, also where it comes to decentralized exchange as well. So I think with this, I'm able to use few examples to show you how the UES can be able to mitigate some of those things. So thank you so much. Maybe if there's only any other point I missed, Marvelous can be able to, pinpoint that so that I can add more information on that. Okay. So
I think
Marvelous,
you've
the mic is.
you've said pretty much. I think you've said you've said a whole lot, in terms of that already. And I pretty much like the way you kind of like explain the whole thing. Like it just makes everything looks very easy to the user, which is pretty interesting. That's what we want to do. So proceeding to the next thing, on still on this topic, right? We want to talk about why, what does it mean for like the average user, and that's why we're going to come to a close. So also guys, we have a giveaway at the Nordic space. So all you have to just do is go to our join our community, and ask your questions. Also ask a question in the chat, and then we're going to pick the winner. So Kabir, so you would handle that, Kabir. So yes. So what does it really mean, for the
Okay, I
average
didn't get the
user?
last statement. Your voice is cracking. Can you comment?
Okay,
Can
yeah,
you
I was
come
just
again? I
saying
didn't
that.
get the last point.
Okay, so I was just saying that you're going to handle the questions part. That's what we're going to now, and we're going to be rewarding people as well. Do you understand?
Okay, yeah, I get that.
Okay, cool. So over to the next thing. What does it really mean for you, who is an like average user on the platform? What does it mean to you? What are we projecting for you? What So I'm going to segment it as you which part of this thing you are. So if you're a new investor, right, you can you can learn one platform instead of many. So if you're a new investor and you want to trade different assets, right, instead of going to learn how to trade on DEX, on different DEX platform, learn how to trade on CX, on one CX, still going to learn how to also trade on another platform that trades stocks. You can basically just learn one platform, which is like Bitget, and you can all do all those things inside of one with built-in guidance, to avoid common mistakes, right? We also have an AI gate agent that can also give you an AI assistance and also help you simplify the interface, right? As a new investor. Also, if you are an experienced trader, right, this gives you the ability to execute cross asset strategies. So what I mean is that you cannot be able to um um treat several things at the same time, and this time around you do not have to start transferring your assets like USDT from one place to the other. That it may now be delays. Do you understand? So you can do like a multiple account management. Many people that are already experienced traders like to trade different assets, so they come to this platform, they trade here, trade here, trade there. But with this new feature, instead of going to multiple platforms to trade different assets, you're just going to use one platform to trade all those assets and manage everything all at once. So no transfer delays and stuff. Because one thing about the market is time. So if you're spending so much time to transfer money from this account to the next account so that I can execute a trade, you take some time, and that might also affect your analysis or whatever it is, right? So and also managing multiple accounts can also be a hassle. So as an experienced trader, you can be able to execute this thing. And also international users can access typical restriction investment, can access typical investment through regulatory compliance requirements via a very though regulatory compliance requirements vary by jurisdiction. However, combining multiple assets on one platforms involves new technology that remains relatively untested over multiple market cycles. This interface appears simple, but the UX involves complex technical infrastructure across multiple cross chains and regulatory jurisdiction. Additionally, rules governing unified crypto traditional asset platform are still developing globally, which may affect future operations. So I believe that we have been able to, for the most part, cover the most part of our talk today. And now we're now going to go over to questions and answers. Yes. So Kabir, you there? Do we have some questions from the community as well? Do we have some questions from the community as well?
Yeah, I think there's equation here. Now started seeing people dropping their question, but I think there's one question here. How does universal exchange improve the connection between centralized and decentralized trading for users in the Bitget ecosystem?
So I
I
think
think
this is a simple question that we already, sort of like done some sort of justice to. So what it improved the connection because it is basically the connection, right? It helps you, as a sorry, I think what sound like this? My voice is cracking. It helps you at whatever experience you have. I think the primary thing that the health does is one platform for trading. So no more switching around. Every is basically gives you everything in one place. Where you can trade your DEX, you can trade your CX, and then also do TradFi, RWA, and stuff like that. So I guess that's the primary thing that it helps. So I believe I've answered your question. Do we have any more questions from the community or something? Um, okay. So I believe that this is pretty much all that we are doing. No more questions in the chats. No more questions in the chat.
so. Those of you that are live, you can start dropping the question. So I think there's only one person that asked questions. If you have any question in relation to what we discussed, so you can drop it in the chat aspect. Okay, because I only see that only one person asked a question. So I don't know. Maybe some of them doesn't know how to type in the question or what. I don't know.
Right. Anyways, it's not a challenge. Um, So I believe that's not supposed to be. It's not a challenge, right? I think we've pretty much covered almost everything that we're going to talk about. Supposed to talk about in this session. We have pretty much covered every single thing. So once again, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Kabir, for also joining the session today. Guys, we are going to be having that session on Thursday on this RWA that I've been talking about, this futures trading, I'm talking about future stocks futures trading. I'm talking about, we're just going to be discussing, how to do it. We're bringing a research, a investment research analyst to join us. He's very, very experienced and stuff, and he will basically be joining us on the session um to talk about this stuff. So I'm just putting out to you to invite you, for our session that we're going to be having with the person. Let me share. So yes, we're going to be having essential guide to US stocks futures trading on the 25th. That is going to be on Thursday by same time instead today. An investment leader was speaking to us about how to go about finding the stocks that you believe that will perform well, and also how to go about trading, those stocks. So I guess that is pretty much it for now. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining our session.
It took 7 days to create a world.
Sorry, so thank you so much for doing our session today, and I believe I've come to an end of this. Have a good day.
7 is the rhythm of a cycle. It took 7 days to create a world. 7 steps to reach enlightenment. In the space between chaos and clarity, we found motion. And in motion, we found meaning. We built not just for the present, but for what comes after. For those who shift gears when the road gets steep, who bet on the unseen. 7 years, one cycle, and now we begin again. Not to repeat, but to ascend. I'm Gracie, CEO of Bitget. Let's gear up to 7, a new gear ahead.
Bitget has a new product on its platform and I can't wait to share with you guys. This is the Bitget On-Chain. It's a new project from Bitget that allows users to discover and invest in crypto early before they are listed on major exchanges. Instead of using complicated decentralized apps, DeFi or multiple wallets, Bitget On-Chain breaks everything into one place, making it easy and secure to access your tokens early and higher APR, trade directly from your Bitget account with no wallet needed, and also access multiple projects across multiple blockchains like Solana, Base, BNB chain, etc. It's like getting a VIP access to the crypto scene before it goes mainstream. And here's how to access it. Step 1, open your Bitget application. Make sure you are signed in into a verified Bitget account. If you don't have one yet, sign up and first complete your KYC. Go to the on-chain section. Tap markets, then tap on-chain. Or go to the trade on-chain from the home tab. Step 3, you get to explore early stage tokens. You see categories like hot picks, that is token gaining attention, new picks, freshly launched tokens. You can filter by blockchain network, example Solana or Ethereum, volume, market cap, holders, and more. Always trade smarter with Bitget.